Are you guys ready for Tyffany Million Week? All 3 slots, all week. But before you watch this movie, you might want to go watch Latex. It's above my head, it's in the description. And then come back, because technically this is Latex Part 2. It's 1996's Shock. Welcome back to the show, everyone. I am Jason from Barefoot. This is Squeaky Clean Adult Films. It is Tyffany Million Week, all week. Sunday, Wednesday, Friday. We've got her in front of the camera. We've got her behind the camera. You're welcome. Good job, Barefoot. Shut up, Jason. Cut to Tyffany.
So I am here today with the 1 in a million. Should I say million? Tyffany Million. Boy, are you so freaking impressive. A badass in front of the camera, a real life badass behind the camera, of course, from Glow, a real life wrestler. Speaking of real life, a bounty hunter, which was also encapsulated because you are a reality TV star, wife, mom, bounty hunter. You had a full season of that.
Yeah.
You are in some of my favorite cult underground horror films, and of course, why we're on this show, a world famous adult film star. How many titles can you have?
Honey, I'm only just getting started. Wait till you see what's coming next.
Well, what's right now is a teaser. We don't have a lot of spoiler-free shock talk. Shock talk. So we're going to do a small in the intro, a medium in the outro, and a large on Friday. Let's hear some of that spoiler-free stuff.
Today we are here to talk about Shock. Shock is so cool. 1996.
Well, that's when it came out, but we actually filmed it in 94.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I left the business in spring of 95.
There's a lot of special effects in it. Was it that much post-production?
Oh, yeah. The majority of that movie was shot on a green screen. Yeah. Yeah, Michael Ninn is quite a genius. And yeah, those movies were way ahead of their time. Mm-hmm. You know, he's doing a lot of similar stuff these days. He's creating full-length feature films from AI. He and I are still friends to this day. He's one of only 3 people that I stayed friends with for the 30 years that I was gone from the industry. Mm-hmm.
Very cool. Very artistic, an audience favorite, award-winning, and we have already done Latex, which is technically part 1. Now we're doing Shock, and you played Dr. Mangrove. You are so bookish in part 1 in Latex. John Doe.
Very straight-laced.
Yeah, very straight-laced. Bookish is like me being like nice. You're kind of like a pretty nerd scientist. John Doe touches you and just turns you to the dark side.
He's inside of my head, and I'm aware of it. Yeah.
He drives you nuts, or it drives you dark, and that's what we get to see in part 2. You come in full leather, smoking a cigarette, cussing,
gangbusters.
You're quoting movies. You're quoting Apocalypse Now. I think one of my
smells like victory.
Yeah.
And it does smell like victory. Shock won 11 AVNs, double digits, all the big ones. Best feature on video, best director, best editing, best videography, best actor, John Doe, best score, best special effects, best selling tape, best renting tape. There's so many. Okay, so sorry for so little up front, but we can't have this.
And then we find out at the end of Shock that
afterward we do have this.
That's so cool. I'm glad I asked that question.
This picture was 2 hours and 20 minutes long. The clean cut is 34. It's PG. We have a couple soft smears. We have horror and sci-fi elements. We have John Doe naked on his side. You can't see anything. Fetal position. We have a big fat sumo guy rubbing his belly. I kind of hate it. I kind of love it. You watch this, Tyffany and I will join you at the end.
How long has he been like this?
Going on 8 months.
He's been completely unreceptive to any external stimuli.
Any evidence of brain damage?
None. In fact, we show extraordinary brain activity in the occipital lobe. That's quite abnormal, really.
Let me see. Thank you.
Have you tried electroshock?
No, Dr. Helston, but we have tried a couple of other things.
Well, you know, this sort of abnormal synaptic pattern is usually stabilized, if not eliminated altogether, by running a high voltage current through the occipital lobe.
But that really hasn't been proven to work with people of a certain psychic ability.
Oh, you mean those patients with psychic abilities who have never really been proven to exist?
Then how do you explain what happened to Dr. Mangrove?
Oh, I think Dr. Mangrove could have benefited greatly with our help, but, well, actually as much as this patient.
Look, I worked with Dr. Mangrove for 7 years. She was mentally sound until she interviewed this clown.
Doctor, often it takes just a simple trigger to set off a long dormant mental disorder. But, you know, that's neither here nor there, because the point is, you see, I've been hired by this institution to diagnose and prescribe for this patient. Now, I've diagnosed him, and I prescribe electroshock therapy, so I guess there's not going to be any argument, is there?
Fine. I want the record to reflect that I do not concur with either your diagnosis or your prescribed method of therapy.
I feel the same way.
Great. Well then, I guess we'll just start at 9 a.m. tomorrow.
You know, I should have gone to law school.
Ah, don't be ridiculous.
He's ready. Let's do it.
Have a lock-on brain scan. Charging. Set. Standing by.
Safety off.
Safety off.
On my mark. Initiate. 20% gain.
Gain up 20. Charging. Set. Standing by.
%40 gain.
Whoa, don't you think that's a wee bit much, Doctor?
I agree. That's way too much.
Extreme cases call for extreme measures. Besides, he's catatonic. What's the risk?
We could kill him.
That would be doing him a favor. 40% gain.
No, I won't do it.
What's your name?
Gwen?
Gwen. You stand here and watch the patient. Make sure that he's okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you, doctor. Thank you, doctor. You're relieved. All right. 40% gain. And initiate. Stop! Stop! Cut the power! Stop!
Stop! No!
Obviously, there was some sort of failure with the restraint system. It's not my fault. I can't help it if the equipment is shoddy and antiquated.
Couldn't have anything to do with the fact that maybe you put a little too much juice to the guy?
I doubt it.
What's up, docs?
What is this, some kind of joke?
I'm not laughing.
What's this about?
It's about freedom, Doctor. Something I'm lacking right about now. Oh, my mind is free, but you have my body and I want it back.
Don't understand.
For a guy like you, let me make it clear. You are to prepare and sign the papers that declare me legally sane. And then you are to unconditionally release me immediately thereafter. Simple.
What is this? Where is this signal coming from?
Sir, apparently we're receiving this transmission on every media device in the hospital. It's jammed the circuits and somehow managed to feed into the main power line.
You know the girl? Your assistant? I'd hate to see something bad happen to her. Like, say, a permanent coma, for example.
So now you're telling me you control the girl?
You haven't checked the brain patterns, have you?
Have we? Get intensive care, room 513. Get me Stephen's brain patterns just below hers.
Jesus Christ, they're identical.
Very observant of you, Doctor.
All right, so you control the girl. What makes you think I even want her back?
Because I took her.
And if we don't meet your demands?
Then we're not coming back. Ever. I'll give you 24 hours.
Still think psychic phenomena is a load of crap, Doctor.
What is the name of that woman doctor that we released last year?
Mangrove. William Mangrove.
Get her.
She's been banned from practice. She's extremely unstable.
Perfect. Get her.
Did you know that every day, at least 25 criminally insane patients escape from institutions like this one? It's a little-known fact. Which is why I decided to make a business out of it. I call it psycho-tracking. And so far, I'm the only government-sanctioned agent to track them down. But let's cut to the chase, shall we? After all, I know you didn't call me here to give me my old job back.
No, Mangrove, I didn't. I called you here because we have a new job for you.
I'm listening.
Well, let's see. About a year ago, before Dr. Gould passed away, he was working on something new. It's called MindGate.
It's a psychomolecular defragmentary transport unit.
Basically, it's capable of placing an individual within the mind of another.
Oh yeah, I think I read about it. It fried some people, right?
Well, the prototype, yes, it did have some bugs.
Bugs. You call turning people into piles of carbon bugs. I like this guy.
We've corrected that problem.
And now we have a new one.
We do have a new one, but we have successfully transported a dozen test cases. Well, and then again, the problem is that we haven't been able to retrieve any of those test cases. They can't make it back.
That's reassuring.
First, we thought there was faulty codes in the return transfer protocol. It was later that we realized that they had chosen not to return.
After all, why would they? They were death row inmates from Vanderheiden.
Stevens has somehow taken control of the girl's mind. His brain pattern is controlling hers. Now, I know that this is hard to believe.
Nothing is hard to believe with this guy. So let me guess. You want to use the gate to send me in to get the girl?
Essentially, yes.
And Stevens?
We'd like you to bring him back too. Alive.
Easier said than done. So what's in it for me?
Well, let's see. Should you succeed, Mangrove, the Institute has agreed to reinstate you.
With full tenure.
Well, we can't guarantee that.
Forget it then.
All right. Full tenure.
If I accept, I'll be needing my 2 assistants as well.
Oh, certainly.
Let's rock.
Let's.
Doesn't come back. We don't need him.
What do you want me to do with him?
Whatever you like. Just make sure he doesn't come back.
You didn't tell me there was going to be a bonus.
They're in place. I have a lock on.
Commencing power initialization.
I have a Matthew Stevens brain scan.
Deposit sequence completed. Access granted. ever touch me again. Do you understand?
Not in Kansas anymore.
Good day. Welcome to Alpha.
love the smell of gray matter in the morning. It smells like victory.
She's come for you. Time is short.
Things are not what they appear to be. We only see what we want to see. When we open up our eyes, see the night gives into daylight. We will see.
girl.
Yes, we know. We expected you.
How nice. Now where's the girl?
You ask me? Why do you ask me?
Because I know you're a part of Stevens. Which part I haven't quite figured out yet. But you could save him a lot of pain by returning the girl.
Pain. It's not relevant here.
So what do you want then?
What we've always wanted. Our freedom.
Well, maybe after sufficient therapy that could be arranged.
Therapy again!
Tell me, what part of him are you anyhow?
What? You don't know already? Here. Maybe you'd like to guess.
What's going to happen?
Your rite of passage, my dear.
Huh?
Your initiation into the tribe. Remembrance of the pain that turns into bliss. Pain is bliss, you know. You must trust me on this. It won't be long before Mangrove comes for you. And before that time, the rituals must be carried out. You understand, don't you?
I guess, but I don't like pain.
Then you won't feel it. But if she comes and takes you back, you will know pain as you've never known it before. This experience, these rituals, will be something that you can carry with you forever.
Now that you've had your fun, why don't you just tell me where the girl is, huh?
Persistent, aren't we? Unfortunately, I cannot tell you.
You mean you don't know?
Oh, I know. I mean, I will not tell you.
I've had enough of your mystical shit. Eliminate this. If you want to know where the girl is, just look over here.
Entrance to the city. You're it.
Now, I don't have a lot of time. Where's the girl?
Gone.
Gone where is fine.
back. I sent her back.
This had better not be a trick, Stevens.
No tricks. I was through with her. I sent her back. I do believe it's time for me to send your friends back as well. You lose something?
Where did they go? What did you do with them?
Now, you weren't going to have them shoot me, were you? I believe it was Aristotle who once said, "Violence is a confession of ignorance." Now there's the mangrove I know and love. Now it's just me and you. Just like old times.
You know, I don't find you very amusing. Now I want to go back.
Oh boy. Where are your manners? We barely had time to sit down and chew the fat. Besides, don't we have some unfinished business, you and me? Guns or no guns?
They got the girl, that's what they wanted. I don't give a about you.
And what makes you think they give a about you? You think they care if you make it back or not?
I have a deal.
You have shit. You didn't want to come at the last minute, did you? They pushed you to come, didn't they?
That doesn't matter. Now, I don't care how I got here. I just want to go back. Now!
What makes you think you ever left?
This sort of abnormal synaptic pattern can usually be stabilized, if not eliminated altogether, by administering a high voltage current running through the occipital lobe.
True.
I say we attempt electroshock around 9 a.m. tomorrow morning.
Agreed. Sure.
Gentlemen, I think we're finally getting somewhere.
So, in closing of case 51366, the alter ego of patient Mangrove, a man she called Malcolm Stevens, seems to have been eliminated via electroshock therapy and a combination of antipsychotic medications. Continued therapy may reveal further improvements. Until such time, this case is terminated.
what did you think of that? Multiple award-winning 1-2 punch of latex and shock, highly stylized. Michael Ninn for the win. That's so hokey. Speaking of hokey, I said I wasn't going to say 1 in a million. I made a joke with a buddy of mine, non-filmmaker friend. I said, oh, should I say she's 1 in a million? I'm like, no, there's no way I'm going to say that. I said it 3 times. I have a plankton in my head just wanting to always self-sabotage. As a lot of you know, Tyffany Million is a real-life bounty hunter. In this movie, she was a psycho tracker. Let's hear from Tyffany.
Okay, so part 2, you're a badass.
I'm a bounty hunter.
Well, here's the thing. Hold on, let me check my notes so I don't get this wrong.
Was that prophetic or what?
I know. No, I wrote it down. Okay, they call you in. They call in this new badass Dr. Mangrove. They call you in shock, to track down John Doe in this other world. Because you are the only government-sanctioned agent in psycho tracking.
Yes.
Which is kind of what you now do. Okay. So hold on. If this was shot in 94 and came out in 96, when did the bounty hunting start?
2004 is when I first got into it. When I lived in California still.
So you were psycho tracking for 10 years before you started bounty hunting.
I guess Dr. Mangrove.
That has to be like an inside joke between you guys.
Oh my gosh. Talk about, art is life or life is art or what do they call it, Yeah, it's funny how that 10 years later it actually came true and I was a real life bounty hunter.
I cut Shock All Celebrity Request March just in case your mission was done. So I cut it months ago. But when I went to go look through my notes, that was the first thing I wrote down. I was like, that is too much of a coincidence.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that was such a fun character to play, Dr. Mangrove, and to be able to transition her from being this very acerbic, antiseptic, very straight-laced, very contained character to just breaking loose, after John Doe gets a hold of her. Yeah. And then we find out at the end of Shock that the entire thing happened in her mind. It didn't even really happen.
Yep. Man, what a power crew. Directed by Michael Ninn, written by Anthony Lovett, produced by Jane Hamilton, which as everyone knows is Veronica Hart. I mean, that is just even if you've never seen the movie, just if you see it on paper, you're like, and plus your cast is amazing. Your showdown with Ona Z before you go into the other world and you guys are battling back and forth and you're like, I want full tenure. I mean, the cast and crew, so impressive.
Oh, awesome.
Man, so many good people in this. Ona Z just dominating that opening scene. John Doe's laid out, comatose. Mickey Alexander, George Kaplan, her 2 underlings. Shayla LaVeaux, one of the best voices in the game. Too bad she couldn't have been the voice of reason for bad Ona Z, but that's what we got Tyffany for. She puts her right in her place. Now, like I said, this was 2 hours and 20 minutes long. It's 140 minutes. You've seen just a small portion. And unfortunately, that leaves out a lot of the actors. Those 2 gargoyles, T.T. Boy and Vince Voyer. Tyffany Million has 2 of her own underlings, Peter North and John Decker. As soon as we go into the other world, we're greeted by Sunset Thomas. And then we have a bunch of, how weird is this? And then we have a bunch of, in the clean cut, this is not in Michael Ninn's cut, but in the clean cut, then we have a bunch of A-listers doing cameos and featured cameos, background extras. What? I'm sure you saw them. Julie Ashton, Misty Rain, Jill Kelly, Sharon Kane's back there dancing, Rebecca Lord, Carissa Savage, Dino Ninn, our musician, he's in there. He's got a cameo. And if you're listening, you might hear our producer and our writer. Anthony Lovett's voice is in there. Veronica Hart's voice is in there. And then, of course, you have to remember, I cut this a couple months ago, very shortly after Jenna Fine passed away. And then we cut to this beautiful videography of her floating up. She's taking off her wig to reveal her real self. Doves open shutter. She floats to heaven. Okay, so we did have the clearly Apocalypse Now quote, but did we have a Twin Peaks quote?
I love the smell of gray matter in the morning. Smells like victory.
But now this is a little bit lesser known, and I wonder if it's an homage to David Lynch, but you get to say, "Let's rock." And in Twin Peaks, the TV show, the dwarf says it backwards. And then in Twin Peaks, the movie, they also say, "Let's rock." And then when they made Twin Peaks The Return 25 years later, they had Laura Dern. She had to say it. So it's one in each of the Twin Peaks. She says, "Let's rock." And there's a very distinct scene in this movie, Shock, where you get to say, is a dramatic pause, and you go, "Let's rock." And I wondered if that was just something cool to say, or if that was actually like an homage to Twin Peaks.
So I actually ad-libbed that in there.
Okay.
It just kind of came out of me. Can't remember what the original line was, but they just went with it. It just felt so natural. And so I go, the line before I said with full tenure. And Ona Z says, "Of course, with full tenure." And I take a drag off my cigarette. I kind of looked at everybody and it just came out of me. I go, "Let's rock."
Yeah.
And Michael loved it. He was like, "Yeah."
That's so cool. That's so cool. I'm glad I asked that question.
Unlike all the other celebrity requests that you had to wait 4 months for the full interview, Tiffany's interview, you only have to wait 4 days. Full interview on Friday. Man, that was so good. I hope you enjoyed the clean cut. I hope you enjoyed me speaking with Tiffany Million. We were all over the place. And the next movie we're going to do, she wrote, directed, produced, has a role in it, won awards. We talked about that too. So there's going to be some Tiffany Million from this interview in Wednesday's release. And like I said up front, and then you'll get the full interview. And we had some technical difficulties. And so we had to stop and start. One of those is correct. So it's basically 2 Zooms. Now everyone complains that, they always cut off at 29 minutes or 35 minutes. This is an hour with Tiffany. It's badass, y'all.
Thank you for sitting down with me and doing this. Thank you.
Oh, it's been my absolute pleasure. And if you find any little gaps or anything, let me know. We can always shoot another one to fill in any gaps.
Okay. All right. Legend, badass, 1 in a million, Tiffany Million.
Thank you for watching. We do have donation buttons. They're down here. You don't have to like. I almost said watch. You don't have to. I can't think of what they are. You don't have to subscribe. You don't have to like. You don't have to share. You just have to watch. That's it. None of that yakety schmack. Your eyeballs and your heart. That's all we want. For real. Thank you for watching. I will see you on Wednesday. Myself and Tiffany Million. I will see you on Friday. Myself and Tiffany Million. Because it's Tiffany Million week.